So good morning, everybody. Couple of reminders before I get started with today's demonstration. Including this week, we have 3 weeks left, and that's it. So if you have lessons to publish, or you have the first assignment, or any of the Wix website, or MobiRise, or anything yet to be graded or turned in, make sure that you get it in within the next 3 weeks, well, this week and 2 more weeks. And also, of course, the Dreamweaver website is due by the last day, regular day of class. So anyway, what I wanted to talk about today it has to do with the topic of forms. Forms are used in web design when you want an end user, a person who's viewing your website, to be able to enter information or to interact with your website in some way. So far with Wix and with MobiRise, they have provided these forms for you. This is the contact information. So it's simply, you want the person to put in their name or email address and add some comments and then send them to you. How do you do that? Okay. Well, I'm going to show you a very easy way of doing that. So if you want to add this to your website, this will be how you do it. And it won't take any work at all. So if we're done within 20 minutes, I'll be very surprised. It doesn't take long at all. So what I'm going to have all of you do, if you choose to add a contact page for yourself, is that go to my website here and go to my contact page. So here's my home page. Go to my contact page. And then depending on the browser that you have, all you need to do is go to the develop. I'm in Safari at the moment. I'm going to go to develop. And then what I want to do is I want to show page source. Okay. So now you can see the finished version of the page, and you can see all the code down here. So what I want to do is I want to scroll down until I reach, and I got to make sure that I see this here. There's an article, there's a header, name. I need to find, here it is. It starts right here where it says form. There's the opening tag for form. And it says action equals mail to. I don't know that you'll be able to see that that well until you open it up yourself. Let me kind of try to zoom in on this so you can see it a little bit better. I mean, it's even hard for me to see on my page here. There we go. That's a little bit better. So you can see it says contact. I have an H2 heading for that. Is I welcome your comments. And then that's the closing tag for the header. And then you'll notice that I have form here. So what I want you to do is to click and drag and highlight and then copy everything from the opening tag to the ending tag of the form. And then just hit Command C for copy. And that's it. Now I can move this away. And what I've done here, based on our lessons, is I created a child page from the template that we created. And I can go in here, and here's the paragraph tag that says add content here. Okay, and now you need to add this information from code view. So I'm in the code view, and right after that paragraph tag, I'm going to go ahead and paste. And you can see, there we go. I just added my name, email, comment, and the send button. It's that straightforward. There's only one more thing that you need to do. So you don't want, when someone enters the information on your page, you don't want them to send the information to me. You want them to send the information to you. So in the form, under action, right down here, let me move this up a little bit, where it says mail to, you'll notice that it says kirkbmiller@gmail.com. You want to put your own email address. And that's it. Okay. Now, if you want to style this in any particular way, you can do that. If you want to put this whole form inside a section tag, you could do that. So let me try that. And then we could try to go ahead and we can so that isolates it a little bit more. And let's go to the end of the form. And I'll put that in, put the closing tag for the form, for the section rather. There we go. So that's contained within that. So if you wanted to, we could come back in here, and it's not absolutely necessary, but we could go ahead and we could style this a little bit. I think for my page, I styled the button, but that was about it. But the rest of it remains pretty much as is. So that's all there is to it. Forms can be fairly complicated. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible, and that's why we've added it at the very end of our semester. Okay. If you want to add elements to this, we can. So one of the ways that you would do that, for example, if I have the name, email, what if you wanted to add a phone number? Well, that could be done by looking in the properties panel. So if I look in the properties panel here, and then I go back and I scroll down and I make sure that I have in here, I want to make sure that I have the form selected. There we go. I can give title of the form. Now you can see it says there's a variety of things that we can add here. We can control in each one of these, for example, under the name, notice that the size is 25 characters. If you want a maximum length, you can do that. I could also go ahead, this is for input. That's input. We could also use one for a phone number. So if you wanted to add that, so I have size is 25 characters. If let's say you want to go ahead and make this a little bit longer. So watch what happens when I change this to 50 characters. Notice how it stretches out. So it's the same length as the comment. And the same for the email address. So you can control the length of these. You can control the maximum number of characters. There's the input for that. And I'll change the length of this to 50, size of 50 as well. So there's a few things that you can change inside the properties panel. You can also specify whether, with the little check boxes, whether you want it disabled, required, which isn't a bad idea. So for example, if I select this input here, I would want their name required. I don't want it to autocomplete. If you want specifically things that are read-only, you can do that. I would want their email to be required. Okay. And that's it. Now, in the comment section, if they want to put their name, I mean, their address or any other information or specifics about that, they can do that as well. And then you're set to go. Okay. So as I mentioned, this is going to take really a short amount of time, and that's it. Unless you guys have questions about this. So this is how you add forms. Now, one of the things that I could do too, you'll notice that the send button is right up against the footer. So I could take the form and take that section. So let's go ahead and see if I can try something here. And go to the CSS designer. And I'm going to go to, I guess it's connected to green styles finished. And go to global. And let's go ahead and select the section. Okay. So I want to go to section. Form. And let's see if I can't add something here. So I'm going to go ahead and since I don't have anything already, I'm going to go ahead and add. So let me see if I can't add something here. I don't need the rest of this. So I want section, form, so it looks like it's highlighted in blue. So that will affect it. So far, so good. So if I want to add a little bit of, not padding, but margins to the bottom so it pushes it away from the footer, I can do that. So I'm going to turn off show set. Let's scroll down here. Let's look at them here. Let's go to margins and bottom. Maybe I'll add, 20 pixels. And scroll down. You can see it's pushed away a little bit now. So it looks a little bit more comfortable contained within that. And you're set to go. So let me see, I'm going to go ahead and save the page. I'm going to do that. File, save as. Actually, I need to save all. File, save all. And I'm going to name this form demo. HTML. And it should be inside. I'm using lesson 12 for the moment. And now let's go ahead and go to File. And I'm going to real-time preview in Safari. Let's see what I get here. There we go. So this is what it looks like in Safari. Sufficient, very clean, understated, and it should work. So I'm going to go ahead and try it out. Use my own name here. And I'm going to mail it to myself. And interesting website, and then I'm ready to send it. Okay, and there it goes. And so notice that it popped up in my email, and this is what how it's going to send. So it's going to send it to Kirk Miller. I can put in test. I'll put in here, I'll put it in form test. Okay, and you'll see that here's what it's going to have in the, so I added the subject, but under name, Kirk Miller, mail, here's my email, and here's the comment that was added. So I just need to send it. There we go. So whatever you use as your default email address, that's how it's going to send it. And now I'm going to go back here to, let's see, find my emails here. They're here somewhere. That's Firefox. Let's look at here we go. And let me refresh. And see if it sends it, and it hasn't sent it yet. So let's try again. Let me refresh. Oh, never mind. Wrong email. There we go. It's sending it to kirkbmiller@gmail. So there it is. It's to me. Here's my form test. And when I open it up, you can see that it has the name, the email address, and the little comment. Interesting website. So the form does work. So that's all you need to do if you want to add a form. Be able to go ahead and add in here contact. So I can come back in here and change the H2 heading, contact. And we're ready to go. So do you guys have any questions? Do you want me to review what I just did? You do need to go to my website. This is the easiest way to do that. Okay, and it doesn't matter what browser you're using. This time, this is Safari. Let's go to, instead, let's go ahead and use Firefox this time. Okay, so here's my website, because where you'll find the view page source will be different depending on the browser you use. So let's go to contact. And then up here under tools, okay, under web developer. So now I'm in Firefox and I want to look at the page source. So they'll be in different locations depending on what, the browser that you're using. But again, this is the page source for the entire page. You can see here's the navigation. Scroll down and here's the main content. Then we come down here and the form is right here. Here's the opening tag for the form. And you highlight it all the way to the end or the closing tag of the form and just copy it. Command C for copy. And then you go back in there and you go ahead and paste it inside the code view. Okay. So that's all I have for you today. So I'm going to turn it back to all of you and ask you, do you have any questions for me today about publishing your MobiRise? Looks like most of you have successfully done that, and you should have gotten grades back for it. Publishing your lessons. Any questions about the Dreamweaver website that we're working on? What I was planning on doing on Thursday was to show you how to create a favicon for yourself. If you're wondering what a favicon is, it's, when you open up a website in tabs, you see the little icon here that appears. How to create your very own. and incorporate that into your website. So we can cover that on Thursday. Okay. Short class today. No questions? No? Somebody has something here in the chat. There we go. Oh, okay. So no questions. Okay. Well, then if that's it, if that's clear to you, this will be recorded and I'll post it so that you can review. And if you want to add it to your website, it's, you know, not hard to do. You know, input for button. So I could go ahead and let's see if we can't, let me try one more thing just for the heck of it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a section form button. So if, for example, if I wanted to change the appearance of the button, let's go ahead and look at the background and see if I can't add a background color to that to make it a little bit different. I'm going to go ahead and add that, that kind of lime green color and see if that works. And there you go. So that changed the color of the background. And again, if you wanted to change the color of the text for the form, then you could add the appropriate selectors. And it's right now, it's not too difficult. I have because I put it inside a section tag. I have section for form, section form button. And then if I wanted, you know, anything else changed, I could. But right now, that's probably the only thing I would really need to change. Not too much else, it'd be fine. Okay. Well, that's it. Thank you for showing up. Short class today. I'll see everybody later. That's it. You guys are free to go.